All right, thank you so much for staying with us. It's still this morning on ITV, reaching you live from Benin Network Center. Let's just quickly take you straight into our first discussion on the show. X-raying the choice of the president, Muhammad Tinubu, and trying to ensure that we won't just look at his choices of ministerial nominees. Now, the president, Bola Tinubu, has set the record for the highest number of ministerial nominees in Nigeria's Fourth Republic from 1999 to date. Now, this is the first ministerial nominees, more than the 42 appointed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2019. All right, so we will be looking at the choice of the president and how it forms this discussion this morning. You know, from 1999, like I told you, this is the first time we are having a very, very high number as far as our ministerial nominees are concerned. A week ago, Tinubu nominated 28 people to be declared by the Senate to be ministers in his cabinet. Now, Wednesday, the president sent another list of 19 other people, making a total of 47 cabinet members. Now, in his first coming, President Muhammadu Buhari named 36 ministers and 42 ministers during his second term. Now, this is the first time we are having so many persons finding themselves into the list. Right now, joining us live on the discussion from our Benin Network Center, we have with us Daniel Osas Igile, who is the Special Assistant to the Director of Finance and Administration, NDDC Port Harcourt. Thank you so much for coming.
Good morning, viewers.
And joining us from Kaduna State, he is someone that is not new to this program. He's in person of Honorable Liman. Honorable Liman is a politician. Thank you so much for joining us, Honorable Liman.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
And just to let you know that Honorable Liman is the two-time local government chairman of Chukun local government. And also joining us all the way from Abuja, the city of power, is Honorable Odion Okbewolo Cedric. He is also a politician, joining us live from the city of power, Abuja. Thank you so much for joining us, Odion.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll quickly. All right, I'm sure you're trying to get your balance there, Honorable Odion. Are you set now?
Yeah, I think you should speak up because I'm not
okay, all right. I'll try to be audible as much as possible. Okay, let's start with our guest here in the studio. Looking at the ministerial list, or those that are waiting to take up the portfolio of being a Minister of the Federal Republic, what is your assessment on the names so far?
Well, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the 16th president of Nigeria. And upon his assumption, he, to my personal opinion, has taken the bull by the horn. He has shown to Nigerians that he is willing and capable. He has the capacity to be able to take head-on all the problems that have seemingly become insurmountable over the time. He has shown that even where you have cartels, where you have very powerful Nigerians who have amassed so much wealth, he removed subsidy, and he never cared whose ass was God. He removed subsidy and damn the consequences. And then he went ahead. Today we have 48 or 47 ministerial nominees that have been cleared. He has taken it again further, that he did not become a president by accident. He planned to become president. As a matter of fact, he's the first president that I know that planned to be president. Every other person came from being persuaded, from becoming child of circumstance.
You think so?
I know so. From becoming child of circumstance and all that took place. But he planned to become president. He had a manifesto written out, told Nigerians what he was going to do. And as a matter of fact, he said it was a hope agenda. He was going to renew the hope of Nigerians, given what we have gone through. We have seen serious insecurity in Nigeria, heightened to the extent that it is, as a matter of fact, unprecedented. We have never seen that kind of insecurity situation in Nigeria, the ones we experienced in the past. And he has shown that he's going to be able to take that on also by bringing together a team of security chiefs, which he adjoined that they should ensure that they work in a team spirit. And he selected them from across Nigerians. He was not tribal, he was a detribalized person.
Okay, let's quickly get to Honorable Liman now in Kaduna State. Honorable Liman, looking at those that are on the list to become ministers of the Federal Republic, are you okay with that list from your personal opinion?
Yeah, I think the list is okay because it's a mix of technocrats, politicians, and the rest of them. I think sometimes Nigerians get it stopped when we say technocrats. They think if one has been a governor or a senator, he's no longer a technocrat. That's not correct. Most of them have come from different disciplines.
Now, the confirmation has been made by the Senate, but let's just hope in the coming days these persons will pick up responsibility in earnest. But do you think having those that have served as governors, we have those that were one-time commissioners in their various states, do you think it was okay recycling them back into the system?
Well, I don't know what you mean by recycle. I think they are politicians. Politicians have, they stood by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He went through the hog. He went through so much. When he was going to contest for primaries, there were so much upheavals, and he surmounted them. Politicians stood by him.
Recording in progress.
Politicians stood by him. And then when it was time for him to do the campaign proper, he selected a team. And then those teams that were selected need to have, political patronage. And those persons could come as in the form of being recycled. But they are capable hands. If you take Wike, for instance, Wike is a very capable hand. And Wike, given what he did back in his states, he'll be able to take any portfolio given to him. He's a very capable person. So he has selected, he has not really recycled. The persons he brought on board are persons of proven integrity.
Oh, okay, Honorable Emmanuel, let's quickly get to Odion Okpebholo. Are you there with us, Odion Okpebholo?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now, we have some persons of the opposition party on that list. Someone like Wike, who is the immediate past governor of Rivers State. Do you think it's wise having people of the opposition on this list?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, first of all, I have to correct the first speaker regarding Tinubu removing the subsidy. It's not Tinubu that removed the subsidy. The subsidy was removed when Buhari was there, and it was Tinubu that announced it because there was no budget for subsidy. That was why Tinubu announced it. That is that, okay? Secondly, the Wike being a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I think is the best thing that Tinubu has ever done by bringing in other parties' member into his cabinet, because Tinubu is a man of the people. Tinubu has made a lot of people, and Tinubu is still going to make more people. So Tinubu is not a man that segregates. And if you look at all the ministers that he selected, they are very, very capable, and I know that they are competent. They will deliver what they ought to have done.
All right, let's quickly get to Honorable Liman now. What's your take having Nyesom Wike on that list? Is he out of place?
that's very good. You can see even from the results of the general elections that there was no so much gap between the votes record won by the APC and the PDP and the Labour Party. So that's to say that for a politician that President Tinubu is, he needed to actually go with all the people, all the segments, and all the parts. And I think that's what informed the nomination of Governor Wiki. Some is just related only to the role he played in the election. But that's not just enough. But to be able to carry all the shades of people along, he needed to actually get people from the opposition. And I think who else could fit other than the person of Governor Wiki. So I think that was a very good choice. And beside that, Wiki has been tested. He's been a minister. He's been a governor. And nothing is new to him as far as governance is concerned. And himself, also a technocrat, is all right. And so he's a very experienced and tested hand. And I'm sure he has a lot to contribute to the government.
Oh, but Honorable Daniel, some persons are saying it's a way of compensation, all right, due to the role he played in the presidential election. And some concerned citizens are saying, no, Wike shouldn't be there. It could be that the presidency is trying to compensate him for the role he played. What's your thought?
You see, Wike has merited everything. What he's getting today, he merited it. Wike did something that no Nigerian thought was possible.
Merit in a way. In what way?
That's what I'm trying to explain. Wike did what no Nigerian thought was possible in the political arena, given the fact that we believe in party loyalty. Wike, having seen the political power play that was about to take place in this country, and that it will not enhance unity, it will bring a lot of problems to this country. He took the bull by the horn. He brought in together 5 governors. They were now called the G5.
The G5. So you think he betrayed the PDP?
He didn't betray the PDP.
That looks like betrayal. That looks like betrayal.
What ought to have been done. It was unprecedented in PDP for there to be a national chairman from the same geopolitical region, and then a presidential candidate and a director of campaign from the same geopolitical region. It took a Wike to stop what former Vice President Atiku plotted for this country.
So Wike's role was not out of place during the presidential election.
It was not out of play. He did a just game. He did what was just for this country. He is a patriot. He didn't want this country to go into flame, and so he stopped it by bringing together the G5. He's the generalissimo of the G5, and it's only natural that he should be
we would like to take a short break now, and when we return, we'll extend the front line of this discussion. Don't go nowhere.
TMI, every opinion counts.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's still this morning on ITV, reaching you live from the Network Center of Independent Television from Benin. We still have our guest with us here in the studio, Honorable Daniel Osasigile. He's a special assistant to the Director of Admin and Finance of NDDC. He came all the way from Port Harcourt to be here with us. Thank you for staying with us, Honorable Daniel. Yes, and joining us virtually, we have Honorable Liman, a 2-time local government chairman of Chukun local government area of Kaduna State. He's also joining us virtually. And we also have Honorable Daniel, Honorable Odion Okbewolo Cedric, who is also joining us from the City of Power, Abuja. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for staying with us. We are going to extrude the front line of the discussion now. Honorable Cedric Okbewolo, if you are there, I would like you to take us through. Don't you think the president is trying to get the opposition party to himself by trying to get members of other parties into this list? We have even the aides of the vice presidential candidate of Labour Party, who is also the VC of one of the university owned by Dati Baba Ahmed, is also on that list. Don't you think it's a means to get other parties to themselves?
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe the president is doing the right thing by bringing in other members of the parties into his cabinet, and I don't think that he want to bring other parties into APC, because he's not trying to make a one-party system, but he's trying to, by appointing Wike as one of the ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is because of what Wike has actually done to make sure
not just Wike now. We have other persons in other parties that are fingered into this list.
We have other parties, but I have not seen any person from any other party that they have appointed as a minister, except Wike.
Okay.
Wike. So if we are saying that we want to bring other parties together to join APC, I don't think so, because Tinubu, the president, is a man of the people. Then he loves people. He loves making people, bringing people together. That doesn't mean that you want to bring other parties into our party, APC. Okay,
Abuja Network Center, I want to be part of this conversation. Let's quickly file in your contribution from Abuja studios.
Taking it from this perspective, I listened to the guests in the studio talking about Wike's action and also the appointment of some people from other parties. And you definitely, looking at it generally, you will be wondering that why will you pick opposition candidate into your cabinet? Is a way of weakening the opposition. But in another light, you also want to look at put the interests of the country as first thing first, in the sense that the best hand, wherever they may be, whether they are in the opposition or probably part of the party, they must get opportunity to also be able to represent the country. But when you look at the event that happened before the election, a lot of people may definitely not agree with that, and that's where I find fault. Let's take for example the Wike issue mentioned by the guest in the studio right there, where he said that is not anti-party. But when you politicians are supposed to have ideals, believe what they hold dear to them. For Wike, the fact that he did not agree with the hierarchy of the party does not mean he should also give in to other parties to take over his state, especially when it comes to the presidential election. And I don't know what your guest in the studio right there thinks about that. Because when in the essence of having a party, at times you may not necessarily agree with what the party hierarchy decides. But you just have to follow, because it's a party interest that supersedes that of your own personal interest. But in that of Wike, it's totally different. So what does he think about that?
All right, you'd like to respond to that now? Okay.
Yes, I would like to respond to that.
All right, quickly.
Wike is, from my point of view, I don't think he has done anything that will pull down PDP as a party, because PDP as a party negated their own constitution. In their constitution, it is stated clearly that there shall be zoning. There shall be zoning, and that ought to have been upheld. It was not. It was negated. There was no zoning. You understand me?
So Wike's action was not anti-party at all?
was not anti-party because the party itself had gone against itself. And so Wike was only trying to, because if you look at Wike as we speak today, Wike has still not left PDP. He has not declared that he's no longer in PDP, which means he's still a party man. But he is a Nigerian first and foremost. He's first and foremost a Nigerian before he became a member of the People Democratic Party. And he is here to ensure that Nigeria becomes a better place. Okay. And that is what he has done in the state, and he wants to replicate it at the federal level. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assembled Nigerians to salvage the problem of Nigeria, irrespective of party affiliation. All
right, let's quickly get to Honorable Liman. I don't know if Honorable Liman is still there with us. Let's quickly get to him if he's still there. Honorable Liman. Okay, we will try to establish connection with him again before we end the conversation. Ambassador Odio, owing to the fact that some persons couldn't find their names on the confirmation list due to security reasons, do you think such persons have any reason to come back to that list?
Come again, please.
We have some persons who didn't make it for now due to security reasons. The former governor of Kaduna State, his name was not on the list of those confirmed by the Senate. Do you think such persons should still be on the list?
It's a right thing that the Senate, the National Assembly did by not including him on the list. But I don't know what they're going to do later, whether they are going to bring it back or not. But if they bring it back, it's not going to be good because that man has made a lot of blunder to destroy a lot of people. So I don't think that for Tinubu, I don't believe that he can come back to the list again.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
quickly,
yeah.
Honorable Dan,
I don't believe that.
You think someone like El-Rufai will still find his way into the list again?
You see, El-Rufai is a team player. El-Rufai, from his days when he was discovered by Obasanjo, when Obasanjo was president, Obasanjo made him minister for Federal Capital Territory and gave him an assignment. And he went ahead and delivered on that assignment. He became governor of Kaduna State. To the best of my knowledge, he delivered. He performed in Kaduna State. There were infrastructural development and there were reforms here and there. He performed. He is an intellectual. So he is a man that has capacity, irrespective of misgivings here and there. It's only natural that a man cannot be perfect. So if he finds his way back, I think he's going to perform. He has always performed. But having said that, let me correct one statement that was said by the other panelist. He said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not remove subsidy, and that it was removed by
the previous government. Yes.
Well, to what I am aware of, the previous president removed subsidy up to June. Sorry, allowed subsidy up to June. Subsidy was removed from July in the budgets. But when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu became president in May, he announced the outright removal of subsidy, which means there was still about more than a month to go. And he did not wait for that. He removed it, which means he wanted to take the problem head on. And he took it head on without much ado. Because if he had stayed in office a day longer, he would not have been able to remove that subsidy, because all the power players would have come on board and they would have dissuaded him from removing it.
Okay, let's get back now to Abuja, where Ambassador Odio is standing by. Ambassador Odio, with over 200 million Nigerians who have the capacity to become Minister of the Federal Republic, why should we have old hands being recycled back into the cabinet of the presidency? Was that necessary?
As Ella said, our President Tinubu, he has made a lot of people, and people have worked with him, and he has the right to reappoint people that he knows that work with him in the previous years in his cabinet. So if you ask me, he chose the best people. He chose the best people to be in his cabinet as ministers. So I don't think there's anything better than that than what he did.
You think so?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now we have about 47 of them now. Don't you think that is too much to maintain?
Well, I don't think it's too much. The reason being that if you look at the pedigree of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a man that believes in reforms. He reformed the civil service of Lagos State, and so he believes in reformation. And so he's going to reform Nigerians, and the personalities he has assembled together are technocrats, politicians from all walks of life. And these persons are capable ones with capabilities. So I don't think he's prepared to solve the problem. He's prepared to nip the problems.
But don't you think Lagos? Don't you think Lagos is just one state in the federation? Each time people start keep taking us back to he was one time governor of Lagos State. He revamped the economy of Lagos State. Nigeria is big.
Well, Lagos is a miniature Nigeria. And if he's able to manage Lagos State, he can manage Nigeria. Okay,
let's see if we can still take reactions from our Abuja Network studio. Tolulope, are you still there?
Talking about revamping Nigeria and also President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a lot of questions have been asked. We talked about the makeup of these cabinet ministers about to be appointed right there, and also the list right there. And a lot of people have also been wondering, they want more of technocrats than politicians, but you must be able to manage the interest. And one major area that a lot of people have been talking about, when you look at the makeup of the minister, is the economy, which is a major source of worry because Nigerians are hungry. A lot of people are living below the poverty level, and they are concerned about the policy that will determine their fate. In the light of this, and also considering the fact that during his time as governor of Lagos State, his major emphasis was on tax reform, generating revenue, increasing the IGR of the state. In the light of this, and the recent pronouncement by the president, do you think the current set of ministers can be able to deliver on that promise?
All right, Honorable Daniel, do you think the current ministers on that list will be able to deliver on the promise?
On his hope, the hope agenda.
The renewed hope.
The renewed hope. I think so. They can, because he took his time to carefully select them. He didn't just wake up and pick. He didn't allow people to start sending names and then forcing names on him. He took time. He allowed them to go through the org. They went through they were sent for security checkup, and they were checked, and they were clean. They are clean persons, and they were brought on board.
Okay, Ambassador Odion, we'll be wrapping it up from here now. I would like you to quickly react to this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu dramatically replaced a ministerial nominee, Mariam Shetty. There were speculations that the president said he didn't know how her name got on that list. Now, aren't you scared that we are getting back to the days of yore when you hear things like, I am not aware? Are you there? Okay, if we are losing connection with him, did you get the question?
Yeah, I did.
Now, the chairman of the party actually said that they are not even aware how the name got to the list. So shouldn't that be a concern to us as a nation?
Well, I know one thing for sure, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a lame dog president. He is a proactive personality. He's a man who planned to be president. He's not a president by mistake. And so we are not back in the days where we have fifth columnists. We will not have that. I'm so sure we will not have that.
So if we have gotten out of that stage, yes, how come the chairman of the party and former governor of Kano State, he said that he was called by the president from the interview he granted. The president called to confirm if he was the one that gave the name of Mariam Shetty, and he said no. And the name was removed.
Well, in the party, at the state level, there are political bigwigs. There are political leaders. They are not fifth columnists. They are political bigwigs who, for instance, in Edo State, we have the chairman, Colonel Imuse, and the chairman of APC, Edo State. We have Comrade Adams Oshomole, now
a senator.
Is a senator. He's a political bigwig. And so those kind of power play could have been that the political bigwig would have submitted the names via the channel.
And just take it straight
and the chairman, party chairman is not aware.
Party chairman is not aware. The president is not aware too.
No, the name was submitted to the president. The president didn't say he was not aware. It was the chairman that said he was not aware. The president got the name, but the chairman of the party said he was not aware. So it could have been a political bigwig.
So there could be misinformation somewhere.
Yes, could have been among them.
So what could be the reason why such name will be removed?
And that because the president is up and doing, he is able to see that this name didn't pass to the right channel. Because it didn't go to the right channel, the name has to be removed.
Okay, is there anything to justify it? Because Nigerians are worried. She's a young woman, and if the president is saying he wants to give young people a chance, he wants to give women a chance, and that person was already at the Senate when she got the news that she's not supposed to be there.
Well, there is already a 36-year-old minister, Okotete, former national woman leader. She's 36 years old. She's a youth. And it doesn't have to be as low as 30. The lady in question we're talking about is 30 years old. You understand me? But if what is right is what is right, okay. Even if you want the youth on board, they have to go through the right channel. They don't need to cut corners. You understand me? That name didn't come to the right channel, and the president didn't want to set a precedent that he cannot maintain, and the name was dropped. Doesn't matter whether he's a youth or an old man.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Daniel Osah-Sigile, Special Assistant to the Director of Admin and Finance, NDDC, Porako. Thank you for taking your time to join us on the show this morning. And to our guest, Ambassador Daniel Cedric Okpewolo, and Honorable Liman, who actually joined us virtually. Thank you for taking your time to be with us.